Okay, thanks for coming back to the channel and following along with me on this React Native refresher series that I'm doing. Covered a lot of material so far, but of course you can't really do a refresher or any type of sample or tutorial unless you cover the camera and images. And since we're using Supabase and images, we're also going to show you how to upload the images that you collect from your camera into Supabase. So get ready for the code. If you've liked this series, please make sure you subscribe, give a thumbs up on the video, and hopefully you enjoy this next one coming up. All right, thank you, and let's get ready to go. Okay, so let's get started by installing the camera. So let's copy this command. Let's switch over. As you can see, I already have my app running. For this sample, I'm running it on device. So let's open up a new node window here. Let's do our install. Looks like they dropped a new version of CLI in the middle of my demo. But okay, so everything's installed. Let's go back. It looks like my app is not happy, so let's shut this down and get this started again. Okay, the bundler is running. Let's see if my app is kind of come back for me. Okay, my app is back. All right, so what I've done, let me just clean up things a little bit here. What we can move this to. So what I've done to help us get started, I've already created this placeholder page here called Photos. It's just an empty page. It was added to the drawer stack, and this is where I'm going to integrate the camera. It's not pretty, but the main purpose of this video is just to show you how to kind of utilize all of these pieces and build something. So what we're going to do is we're just going to drop a button on the page, allow you to take a photo, show you the photo in a small thumbnail, and then we're going to upload the photo to Supabase. So that's what we're trying to accomplish in this video. So first let's get our camera on the page. So let's bring back the documentation that I just removed. Yes, this is the page. So to get the camera back on the page, you've got this great example here, and we're just going to take this and we're going to build on top of this. I think that's just going to be a lot easier than you guys watching me type a lot of code. So let's see if we can get this going pretty quickly. Since what we really want to do is just get it running and see how we can use Firebase. So let's bring over some imports to get everything all set up. So like I said, this code is all coming from the example. I will explain it after I get it all over. And then what they have in their view here, let's see. Let's save this. Let's format this. And let's address some errors that we're clearly getting on everything. So I don't have use state, so let's get that in there. Use state. What else is it complaining about? Oh, I got some extra. We don't need this down here. What else we got? Oh, I did not import camera, which is like the most important thing out of everything. So let's go up top here and import some. I didn't copy the imports, so let's copy these guys over. So I'll remove my original import. And let's see what we got. The arrow is located photo screen, can't find variable camera. Camera's there now. So looks like everything is compiled. Let's go to our photo screen. And can't find use effect. So let's add this up top. All right, so now it's asking for permission. We're going to allow permission. And there's my tiny little camera. So it looks like I got some styles I need to fix. So give me a second to fix some styles to get my camera to take up the whole page. And actually, I'm just going to copy these styles over to styles for the buttons and the button container. We're just going to add them here in the bottom. These styles are the styles that are coming pretty directly from the sample. And since styles already added, so let me fix that. And we're just going to add them to our big huge styles folder we have here. Let's just drop these on the bottom. Let's go back here. Let's save, and everything's refreshed except. So we can see we have our camera. Our camera's working. We can see everything. But what's missing is I'm just going to fix this here. All right. And so this is really for flipping to the different camera. That button is really hard to get to down there. And there it goes. All right. So we have our camera working and it's on the page. So that's the first part. But right now, there's nothing to actually take a picture, which is what we really want to do with the camera. You want to take a picture, and then you also want to see the image that comes from the picture that you take. Well, no, let's first start by putting a button in there to actually get an image from the camera. Let's just add another button down at the bottom here. All right, so we have our button on the bottom, and now we need to add our new button. So we'll just come down underneath here. We'll do it to touchable. Opacity, we'll wrap it like that. We're going to take this same text color, drop it inside of here, but we're going to call this photo. And save that. So we have our button container, our styles. Let's put our styles on our button. And we have our two buttons along the bottom, which is where we really wanted them. And it's formatted. So let's see if we can, where's my style? I'll save this. Let me go into my styles button and see if I can move that button container. All right. So we've moved our buttons up a little bit off the bottom. So we have our first button which flips it, and let's have our next button which actually takes the picture, takes the photo. And to actually take a photo, you need to call a method called take, what is it again? Take picture async. And there's a trick because we need a ref to this camera here. So the way we're going to get a ref to this camera is we're going to use the React hook called useRef. Let's drop that up here at the top. And then we come up here and we are going to create a camera ref. And then we're going to say const. And that will give us our ref. And then we need to actually put the ref on the camera element. So let's scroll down to our camera element. And right here on the end, we're going to put the camera ref on there. And as I said, we need a function to actually take the photo. So let's come down here, create that function, take the photo. And let's see if we can find the documentation on this call we're about to use. So we're going to use this, where's this method? Method take picture async. This is the function that we're going to call, and it's going to return an object that gives me information about the photo. We specifically want the URI because that's what we're going to use. So let's drop that in. There'll be links to all this stuff in the description. Let's add this code. Here's the code. And first thing we want to do is we want to make sure we actually have a ref for the camera. And then we want to get the instance of this camera to call take picture async. We're going to pass some parameters. We want it to be a square. We're going to try to get the best quality here and allow some editing. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to return the whole object. And if there's any errors, but for now, we're just going to console log out the error. And then this is the function that we want to call down here in our on press. So let's go to our button here. Let's put a new line and come in and do our on press. Take photo. Take photos async. So let's do an await instead of async up in the front. And let's see if we can get a photo out of this. So how can we confirm we get a photo? What we can do is this. We can say const r, and for now, let's just alert. It's like there's an alert, a React Native alert. And what are their parameters? Alert. I'll just put debug on this because we're going to take it out later. And then JSON stringify. And we're just going to stringify R, which should be our camera photo that we get back. Looks like everything looks good. So let's just take this photo at the bottom of my screen. And there's the information that we got back regarding the photo. So you can see we have the file URI, we have all the information and everything, and so we are good. Camera's integrated. Just let me quickly show you once again what we did to get it going. We have this camera component here. The important thing is to remember that you need to set the ref on it. Inside of it, we are overlaying these buttons, and so we have two buttons. We have the, what is it? This first one is to flip the camera for back and forth, and this next one is to actually call a function to take a photo. To take the photo, we're using the take picture async, which is part of the camera element. We're passing in a set of parameters, which are all documented, and I'll include a link to the documentation. We're taking the photo and then returning the information from the photo. So that's the first part. Let me just do a couple things because this is bothering me. Font weight bold because it's kind of hard to see these guys. Do it down here also. Font weight bold. Bold. So it's refresher. All right, so these are a little bit clear. And let's make sure that everything's working. So it's flipping to show me, and it's flipping back to and taking the photo. So it just took a photo of me. Well, we flip back and then take another photo of the screen. Okay. The next part, what we want to do here is we really just want to upload this photo to Supabase. And so, yeah, we want to upload this photo to Supabase. But I want to do something a little bit different. See if I can style this so we don't immediately go into the photo view. So what we can do is, let me see if we can wrap this in a conditional, right? Let's say show camera. So if show camera is true, then we show this. And then we come down. Am I going to take right before the end? So right we come down to camera. Then otherwise, we're going to show another view. And in this view, we are going to do two things. We are going to allow you to show the camera. So let's set, we're going to copy. Yeah, we have some button styles. So I think let me get our button styles back in here. And what we're going to do is we're going to create a button to actually show this. So let's say we're going to drop this button in. Let's why it's not happy. View, touchable opacity, view, touchable opacity. So we're going to take picture. And then on this, we are going to do a set show camera true. When that happens, we're going to try and show the camera. So we have our touchable opacity here, touchable opacity here. We have our text, and we have our press. And then why is this not happy? View. All right. Let's see what this looks like. Show camera. I need to add my state up top here. Const show camera set show camera use state false. Oh, where is my button? Let's see where my button is. Let's go down to the bottom. Oh. And message styles buttons. I think it's using my button styles. Let's take this out for a minute. All right, so we have our take picture button in the middle of our page now, and that's what we want to click. So let's see if it actually works. So if I click take picture, oh, my button styles got messed up when I did that. So I just realized I don't have a cancel button on here either. So I'm going to need to get a cancel button. So let me go back. So photos, yeah, I need a cancel button pretty badly. And I need to put some button styles back in. So let's go back over here. I commented out these buttons because this is the camera button. So let's change this to say camera button. Assign that style on my photo screens. So let's go actually up here to my camera. Photo, files, camera button. And I'm not going to be able to do that. So let me see if I can do an underscore. Reload. Now it's saying it can't find a style. So let's go back to our styles and change this. And now with that, let's see if it fixed our button issue. So let's go to photos, let's take a picture, and our buttons are back, but we need our cancel button down there in the bottom. So let's add that. And all we really need our cancel button to do is to set show camera to false. So we will put that on the end. We'll copy this one. And we're going to call this cancel. And all we want to do here is set show camera false. So let's go with this again. I take the picture, shows me the picture screen, hit cancel, it takes me back. And so now what I want to do is I want to show the photo information on the screen when you return from taking your photo. Alrighty, we're back. Okay, so let's try, and one other thing we want to do is let's see, where are we? So here, after we take the photo, instead of JSON stringifying this, we're going to say set image to r.uri. Well, first of all, if I think it's not r canceled, so if r is not canceled, then we're going to set the image URI. And then the other thing that we want to do is we want to kind of show the image. So we'll just drop another view in here. So let's add some comments. When the camera isn't showing. And so we want to show this when the camera isn't showing. And so that's this view. This is my button, and then right above my button, we want to show an image, and we only want to show the image if we have so this URI, this should be, this is the image. And so if image from our set image, which we just did right here, let's go up, but we need to make sure we add it. So let's go up and add another state variable. There we go. So what I'm trying to say is now if I go back down here, we're only in one file, so let's use all of our room. When the camera isn't showing, then we kind of show this other view. And in this view, we're going to have an image. So this is to show the thumbnail here. And then below that is we have a button to show the camera. And the image will get set if we have a photo when we come back from take photo. So let's try this and see what happens. And photos, let's take picture, photo, okay. Oh, I gotta remember to close this afterwards. Let's see now when I cancel. Okay, can't find variable image. I did not add image to my page. So I saw a couple of things. One of the things I want to do is after I'm done with my photo, I want to set show camera to false. So take photo, it's not canceled. And at the end of all this, we don't need this debug information anymore. So we're just going to set show camera to false there. And then we need to add image from React Native up here. Took alert out, so let's add image. Let's see what we get. Let's take a photo. And then there's our thumbnail of our photo. Probably want to move that around a bit, but you get the general idea. Let's take another picture. Let's flip. Photo. And we get our photo. And that's one more time to show that the cancel's working. And the cancel, we come back. Probably to cancel, we want to null out the photo. But really, we're trying to get to uploading the photo. The styling is just extra. Let's see if we can get the image moved down by just popping it inside of this same view with the buttons. Yeah, that looks like that gets us closer to what we want. And yeah, that's better. Let's do, okay, so we've got our camera in place. We're taking photos, but since this really is a Supabase project, this is about uploading images. I don't think I've spoken about Supabase and storage, so let's do that for a quick minute. So this is my Supabase project. You can see I was testing the storage stuff, so we got a lot of storage activity going on here. But they're storage buckets basically. You can click on storage here. You can create a new bucket. You give the bucket a name, test, and then you create bucket, and bucket is created. And then you can go to test. There's nothing in here. You can upload files, download files, and then there's APIs to add things to buckets. Let's delete this bucket because I already have a bucket I'm using. This bucket's called test. The other thing is, if you, just like all of the other things, if you go down to your API, let's see, store procedure, products, tables, where is the buckets API? Let's see, was it up here? Settings, policy, usage, that's my usage. It's policy information about how to make buckets available. So right now I'm putting everything in an image bucket, and the policy I have on it is that anyone can update an image, anyone can upload a bucket, and the images are publicly accessible. There's a whole bunch of documentation on getting started initializing auth database storage from upload. Sorry, here you go. Upload using file. Here's all the different ways that you can upload. Like I said, I ended up using the form data to get my file to upload. I have a separate video that goes over all of this. It talks about when we were back here. Let's see. It talks about policies and how you can set policies, and goes into this in a lot more detail. There's a nice UI for setting policies. There's templates you can use, or you can actually kind of roll your own. There's additional information here on how to use storage. It kind of explains everything to you. It has a JavaScript here on how to do it. There's nice videos. So like I said, there's tons of documentation provided by Supabase, so that's why I'm not really going in much detail into here. You can watch my other videos to see that. The important thing to know here is that we are going to use this function called storage from, where you specify your bucket, you give it an upload path, and in this example they're passing a file. In my example, I'm going to pass form data. All right, so let's get back to the code. Okay, so we have our image, and the last thing that we need to do is actually upload the image. So what we're going to do is we're going to automatically upload it after the photo is taken and if it is successful. So right here, you see where if it's not canceled and we set the image, here's where we're going to upload it. So upload. So we're going to comment upload image show thumb. Okay. So following the same approach that we did with all the other examples, the first thing we're going to need to do is import our Supabase client. And then now let's actually, let's simplify it by just doing the upload photo right inside of take photo. You might want to try a different approach, but really we're here to just show you how to integrate the camera and how to upload the image. So we're going to take this out of here. And what we're going to do is we're just going to go right up into our code, and here inside of take photo, if not cancel, then that means we have something to upload. And so in here we will just call, where's my Supabase documentation? There's no need me kind of, well, first of all, we need to set up our form data, since that's the approach I'm using to upload the file. And the way that you would do that is you just call the function form data. So let's do that here. So canceled. We're going to call form data, and then inside of form data, DTA, that we need to add things to it, append, and append, and specifically to files. And then we're going to pass an object up to that. And we're going to pass a URI, and that URI will come for our photo dot URI. We need a file name, which we will get in a second. And then we're going to specify the type. And we're going to write some code to specify the type here, and that's going to be based off of, it's either going to be an image, because I think we're allowing images or movie or video. So image, IMAGE, and then we're going to make some assumptions here based on the extension. And so we'll get the extension above. Okay, but now we need to get two things. We need a file name and we need a extension. And my bad, this type comes photo. Just a photo, let me know it's like photo dot type. So the first thing, to get the extension, we're just going to do some string manipulation. So once again, we come back in here. We're going to get the photo URI. We're going to find the last index of the period, and this will pull the extension off for us. And then to get the file name, and this should be photo.uri also, we're going to just do a regular expression. I found this in Stack Overflow that'll pull the file name off for me. So that's how I get the file name there. And then here's where I get the type to set the extension. Okay. So now I have the form data. The last part is to actually call the Supabase function utilizing the form data that I have to upload the file. And that's what we do here. Call Supabase storage. My bucket is image bucket. We pass in the file name, and then we pass in all the form data. And then down at the bottom, finally, if everything's good, we return it. But we do also want to be good and display errors. So we're going to leverage the error alert that I used in the previous video to display an error message if there's any errors. And then the other thing that we will do is we will throw an error if not there. We're going to throw an error if Supabase comes back with an error here, because it will return data and an error. And then the other thing that we are going to do is we want to display the image, and so that will get the photo URI off that. So let's change this up a bit. So we're going to pass back everything that's in the photo, and then we're going to also pass back image data. And this is the stuff that will come from IMAGE. This is the stuff that will come from Supabase, and so we'll take this data field here and we'll pass it back. Okay, so we'll get the Supabase image information returned along with the original photo information, so we get everything. Let's just comment return RE photo and base image data. All right. So I'm not getting any errors. Our camera still looks the same. We have our image on there, so let's give this a try and see what we get. Can we? Yeah. I think I want to do, well, first let's see if it works. Let's take a picture. Can't find variable file name. Well, at least it's displaying my errors properly. File name, file name. There it is. Const file name. Oh, I moved all this stuff outside of the cancel. That's what's going on. So all of this, that's the problem. All this stuff needs to go inside my cancel block. So, yeah. And then we need to make sure, so what's happening, if the photo's not canceled, then do all this, else return photo. And this version of photo will have the canceled information, which is what's needed. So let's try this again. Photo. Can't read property fields of undefined. Okay. What's happening now? All right, so as it turns out, my error was this. I was passing file name in as the parameter, and the error was that there was an undefined field, and that field was name. So by changing this to name, let's see if we actually get a picture out of all this. So we're back here. Let's take a picture. I'll do one more of me. Let's flip. Let's take a photo. Hey. And there's my photo that came back. So now let's take a look in Supabase and see if my photo showed up there. Let's go down to the end. Let's look at this photo. And there's the last photo that I just took. So we covered a bunch of stuff. Let's just go back over the approach that I've taken one last time. So let's push this over to the side and show, actually, let's do one other thing. Let's show this image data back on the bottom of the page here so that everybody knows that it's actually working. So here, where am I showing my image? So right here is my, no, that's when the image, so here's the image. It's right under here. It's not pretty, but you know, that's left for you guys to do, is to make it pretty. So here what we're going to do is we're going to say image, we're going to say JSON stringify image. So I believe, let's see, from my result, so I'm sending back the result. Set image, show camera false, but I'm setting the URI there. Let's set another state variable, set image data, and then we're going to do it like this, image data. Then we're going to stringify this. This is the data that comes back from Supabase. This is the key. All right, so we're going to stringify that key that comes back. Now we're getting thrown an error because I haven't defined it. So let's go up and actually define it. Set image data. And let's go clean this up to make sure that we're not going to try to stringify. So I want to set stringify image data here. All right, let's go back and see what we got. Switch to our photos. And it's showing null. We don't want to show it if it's null. We'll only show it if we actually have some image data. Okay, that's a little better. Let's try another picture. Take photo. Put on my screen. At this point, it's just about getting a picture taken. So there's the picture, and then you can see on the bottom we have the bucket information, the bucket and the file name, so that we can access it from Supabase. Because it is videos kind of run long, we're not going to cover that. Maybe we'll cover it in the next video. So we want to do two things in the next video. Right now, you can only take a picture, but I want to allow you to be able to take pictures from your phone also. Not take pictures, but take pictures from your photo album, and then kind of show you a way to kind of list the images that are existing in your image bucket and to download them again. That's what we'll do in the next video. So like I said, this one got a little long, integrating the camera, kind of creating this additional view to support the camera, getting the image to upload appropriately, and just doing some of the styling. Took us a little bit longer, but hopefully you found some benefit in this video. Please make sure you like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye.